Thank you very much, Tom. Doug Baldwin out for a couple of weeks. Considering what we're looking to get out of this offense this year and the practice time that they might need to get the ball rolling, is this concerning at all?
Well, yes and no. And I'll say yes because they're very thin at wide receiver. They brought in Brandon Marshall, who's an aging wide receiver. But the no part is they have time. If you're going to have an injury, having it now is probably better because you have time to heal and get ready for the regular season. But, yeah, I mean, you want your guys in that offense and learning, the system and getting and working together because the continuity for an offense, new offensive coordinator, new offensive line coach, everything is new for this team. So, yeah, for a little bit of concern. But, again, it doesn't sound like he's going to be out for a very long time. So that's a positive news.
Yeah, and piggybacking off of that, time is something you cannot buy. It absolutely isn't. But Brandon Marshall, he is a veteran. He still has playability, and he's a hard-working guy, and he wants to prove himself still in the league. So it's nice to have a veteran in that locker room that knows how to lead. And then as well, it's time for guys to step up and have an opportunity. I know as a football player, once you see a primetime player step aside for a little bit, you can start licking your chops because this is your time. Yeah. So I'm excited to see who steps up.
Rashad Jennings and Terrell Davis. This is a team that has 8 wide receivers that just joined the roster this offseason. Doug Baldwin, one of just 3 receivers that have been on the roster for more than a season. Didn't have a running back last year. Do they have one now?
I believe they do. His name is Rashad, but his last name is Penny.
It's not Jennings.
It's not Jennings,
Penny.
And it's a double A. I make sure I point that out for him. I know how people like to spell Rashad wrong, but no, I think he makes sense. That's why his last name is Penny. For this team, he can catch out the backfield. He can block. He's strong. He's agile. He's fast. He's quick. He's slithery. And if you watch some of his highlights and what he was able to do in the stutter step in college, I think it's going to transition. Now, what I will like to see is how it transitions, because you know as well as I do, playing in college, the hole may be open for 3 seconds. In the NFL, it's open maybe for a second and a half in that. So he's got to pick up his knowledge of the game pretty quickly so he can make sure he's there and playing the best ball that he can for the team.
Yeah, the question, it's not even a question, but, Seattle used to have that offense where it was just a sort of a ground and pound offense, and they used to just kind of ground you with Marshawn Lynch. And he's not that kind of runner. He's a different runner. He's an explosive running back. So I'm excited to see what happens with this offense with him in the backfield because he is a home run hitter.
Are we writing off Chris Carson too soon? He looked good before he got hurt.
Yeah, and I think injuries have kept him down. But obviously he's had his shot, and they were excited about him last year. And, obviously they went up and drafted a running back in the first round because they wanted to have somebody that they can depend on. And not saying we're writing them off, but I think this Penny guy is pretty good.
They need to have a running back that can score a touchdown, because do you know how many touchdowns were scored last year by running backs?
Uno.
1. J.D. McKissick.
Not good.
That was week 4 against the Colts, the only offensive touchdown last year that wasn't credited to Russell Wilson.